In this video, we're going to be solving quadratic equations by using square roots or completing the square. And how do you complete the square in order to solve quadratic functions? So x squared plus b over ax is equal to negative c over a. We want to have a 1 in front of the x squared. To solve using completing the square, we need to know how to complete a square. In an expression ax squared plus b over ax is equal to negative c over a, the x squared is a large x by x square, and each of the numbers before x is a rectangle that is 1 by x long. What we need to do is find this little red box that would fill in the bottom right corner of that picture. So we need to add the missing little red box. In order to find that little red box, that can be found with the equation b over 2 squared. If I add that to both sides, I'll be able to take the square root of both sides and continue solving, as when we did in our solving using square roots. Let's look at the left example, where x squared minus 8x plus 3 is equal to 11. First, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, getting x squared minus 8x is equal to 8. Now I'm going to add half of negative 8. So negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. And I'm going to square that. Negative 4 times negative 4 is a positive 16. So I'm going to add 16 in on both sides. Now it's good to remember that I made that with a negative 4, but if I don't remember that, I can use the product sum technique, where I'm going to go ahead and do my factors of AC, which is 16. List all of these factors to find that negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16, and negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. Now I'll factor completely with where I'm at. My left two terms, x squared minus 4x, I see have an x in common. My minus 4x plus 16 will have a negative 4 in common. When I factor out x from my left two expressions, I get x times the difference of x and 4. I take the lead sign for the second two terms to get negative 4 is what they have in common. Now I'm able to go and put them into double set of parentheses. I'm going to get x minus 4 times x minus 4, which is x minus 4 squared, and that is equal to 24. Now I can take the square root of both sides, giving me that x minus 4 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 24. Remember, I'm taking the square root of both sides. Now I need to simplify the square root of 24. So I'm going to work in the margin to remind myself the square root of 24 is 2 times 12. And I'll bring down that 2 because 12 is 2 times 6. So I get the square root of 2 times 2 times 6. I take those two 2's out and leave the 6 inside, giving me square root of 6. So x is 4 plus or minus 2 radical 6. Let's look at a second example. X squared plus 10x minus 6 is equal to 0. I'm going to add 6 to both sides, giving me the space to complete my square. Half of 10 is 5, and 5 squared is 25. Now I like to keep that 5 in mind. Remembering that it was a 5 squared that gave me that 25, when I factor that perfect square trinomial, what I'm going to get is x plus 5 squared is equal to 31. This is going to allow me to easily take the square root of both sides, so that the square root of x plus 5 squared is simply x plus 5, and the square root of 31 is just the square root of 31. This gives me my final answer of x is negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 31. When we graph a polynomial, we're going to have two places it crosses the x-axis. To the left, square root of 31 from negative 5, and to the right, square root of 31 from negative 5. School is the time to transform your life and become something greater than you were.